Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are rolling. And who are we rolling with? We're rolling with Ric Flair. Very interesting character we have rolling here. Let's take a look what's different about Ric Flair. Everybody knows Ric Flair is a very, very good defensive character. Well, what they did is they took that green, which throws the random gems on the board, and they allowed you to cycle it to a column into silent gems. And then we remove the figure 4, and we just throw in 7 silent gems to green. So what that's going to do, because each row, or rather each column is seven gems, is it's going to let you literally recycle that, and off you go. So there's a couple ways to play them, and we're going to show you both ways to play them. You can go with the quick move to start the cycle, or you can go with a different setup, which will kind of go for that, go for the win if you get it. So let's show you both. This one is going to pretty much, this shows the cycle. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to roll it and kind of cycle around. So we're going to face Big John Studd, who, if you recall, I mentioned in one of my older videos, went through and they changed him from a random blast to a choose blast, or rather from the choose to the random blast. But he's still really, really effective, and now he's another one of these characters at 4-star who will be pretty viable. Slowly loading. So let's see what we got here. So with Ric Flair, we've got, obviously we want to go for the green move, and that's what we want. So we get the green match here, just like you would normally. Now, there's Studd. So let's take a look. What this is going to do is it's going to change them into silence, and then the silence we're going to want to change back into green. So we leave it alone. What we want to do is we want to have these 10, and this is the value of having Daniel Bryan. It'll kind of bomb the board and get us rolling in that regard. You can see, and there it is. So we're going to get a pin here. Very long pin, but it's going to be a pin, 60K, which, in the old game, and I'm calling it the old game because that's really what it is. It's almost like this was a completely different game, which is fine. Now, here's what we're going to do. It's a little bit different. The pin bar's to the left. I'd like to get a little bit closer on the green, but really it kind of doesn't matter. And I'm looking to see what we can do in terms of other matches, because we have that 5, but and the greens won't stack. There aren't 2 in a row. So let's try it. This might start a premature pin. Yeah, and it will. Almost. There we go. Okay. So what that did is it basically put us in position where maybe we can get these greens working for us, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. And that's why I kind of wanted to roll the dice. So here we're going to lay this green, and we're going to lay it right smack dab in the middle. And on each side, it's going to count as a green. So what will happen here is we'll be able to completely cycle it if and when they kick out. And I assume they probably will kick out, despite the fact that we're going to wallop them pretty hard. Because as you can see, the health is where it is. But so it's 41K. There it is. And Big John Studd kicks out. And this is why I said this is more of the cycle setup, because you're not hitting quite as hard. And now we're going to try it again. So we're going to chase that purple. We got 10 on the board, so all we need is 3 matches. We got them. And ladies and gentlemen, this is extremely fast for 4-star. Maybe too fast. Maybe they might augment them a little bit. But, that's where this game is going right now. It's going to quickness. And what we'll do here is we're going to lay it here, but this will put them away. There's even no reason to get strategic. So, and then we got a little green choose, and it becomes wiping out that entire row. And, wipe out that row. Wild card drops for good measure, and, all is well in the world. So that's what I call the churn style with Flair. where you had to churn it twice. It did refill. Look, we got a little bit of a break there because on each side we had the greens where we could pick them up. We also had a nice healthy amount of purple, where both times when we did the purple move, it did clip the board and it got us the 10 that we needed. So that's one way to run Flair. I'm going to run him now in a different manner, where it's kind of the big finish Flair. And the big finish Flair will run against Goldberg. Pass on the survey. This video is good enough. You'll see exactly what we're talking about. So we're not going to use steel. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to want to put Big Show on him, just so it's a bit bigger of a hit. Bigger of a hit in that regard. Now we can play him a couple ways. So we go with Big Show. There's Big Show. We start out at 29. We go from there. We can, if we want to. See, this will get us closer to the finish if we use the debrine. But you look, there's a lot of move damage out there. We're going to play it both ways. This time we're going to keep debrine in, and then I'll run it one more time with KO, and you'll see, move damage wise if it gets us there. I'm thinking with this way to play, we still probably won't get a win on the Silent Gem lineup. But it puts it into play a little bit stronger, and it definitely gives us a bit more of a shot. That's what the move damage move does, where really it gives us a better chance to win outright. And see, we almost kind of had the exact opposite board we started with before, where there's no green, there's no purple. Now there's a purple we can line up, but let's take a look here. So there's not a whole lot we can work with here. What I will do to preserve the purple is I'll put it over there. There's that. Still no green match. Nowhere in sight. Again, the purple move is linked to that green move, so it's all well and good. But it's not going to get us where we need it to be. So right here, we're going to do this. See if we can survive the new and improved Goldberg. Couple blast gems. Boom, there's the spear. Gets his choose, and he's putting us in a situation where we're going to have to do some thinking. $18K. Not a whole lot. That's about 65. So there's our kick out. Tough call here. Do we hold the move and kind of take them down, or do we leave it for the recharge? I'm thinking we're going to get the recharge either way. So maybe we'll get lucky here and catch, a catch 5. And if we do a catch 5, if you guys recall, then the green move will charge up. So let's see what we got. And we got that. And we actually do have a catch 5 that's in play, but the issue with the catch 5 is it's going to cause a pin. So, beggars can't be choosers, but, that's what we're going to have to be right now. So let's take a look. So let's Goldberg's finish. I expected to break the blast. Haven't exactly played with Goldberg. I'm not sure I've even ever played with Goldberg. So fairly weak finish for Goldberg in this game, rather. 52K isn't, it's not going to take you home, which is why in our previous video with the Warrior, it was completely necessary to do what we did. Now this is going to play out well for us. So you saw it took a bit more time than the other way because the board wasn't favorable, but at the same time we don't have to cycle, and this should really send him going. And even though we're changing green, it is purple. It is a purple move, so it will count together because they're changing it as opposed to us laying down these gems like we would in a choose, or rather not in a choose, rather subsequently after laying it. And there we go. Okay, so, and that baby was a 74K, and that'll get it done. So you can see how we run it that way, a bit slower, but, you know, again, you don't have to cycle. You hit it, it's done. So, you know, if we were holding that a little bit longer, we didn't even really need to use that purple. I mean, the purple did knock it down, but you can see why maybe you don't necessarily want to go Daniel Bryan in that circumstance. You could possibly, if you wanted to, just for sheer damage. And again, we're doing this on Powerhouses. Powerhouses' damages are the lowest out of everybody. So it is really a different ball game here when we're dealing with Powerhouses, because the Powerhouse damage is the least of the group. Where why don't we choose just so we can get a fair look at this thing? We're gonna pass on the Sheik, and our last match here will be. Let's take a look. We'll have them face not a Showboat. Showboat's a little extreme on the other end. So yeah, let's go with a regular aggressive Trickster here. And we'll go with the Andre here, Blackstrap Andre, whose moves I presume will be changed, but you know, at least health-wise, he'll give us an idea where to look. He does have a submission, which is really annoying for any character in this game. So what we're going to do is now we're going to go straight move damage. So you lose the random gems, but what we'll do is we'll put KO on them. And you look, you got 45K, 15K. It's pretty meaty. Macho Man staring at us. It used to drive me crazy when they used to show that Macho Man and not release him for the first, 9 months of this game's life, and it would just drive me up the wall. And I think everyone got pretty tired of me complaining about it. Unfortunately, it happened. So here we go. We're gonna try to set up that green. We get a purple match to boot while we're there, which is nice. And he steals our green, so the green isn't happening. We can go defensive, and I think it's the right move, just because you look at where Andre is. Then again, we look, and it's we're one half dozen the other, where it's kind of like we get him closer on both. It's none of it's good. Let's just say that none of it's good. But we'll go because I'm gonna get the purple. That's the thing. At this point, that purple move doesn't require a lot. So I'm going to go with the block simply because that purple move doesn't require a whole lot. And there's Andre setting it up. And we fortunately do get our green match here, and that's what's going to happen. The problem is I think Andre's going to beat us to the punch with his. So He's got a submission. It's a 5-turner, which is going to be a real fucking bear. And it's one of these deals where not sure what our best move is. I mean, we don't have a 5 in play. I can just bomb the board now if I want to. This move is completely linked to the silent gem move. And we're still at 5 turns. I mean, that's really the end game here. When you're dealing with it, you're still at 5 turns. So my thought is, since this is a 6, let's roll the dice, see what we can do. Because I figure I'll get there anyway. And we do. Okay, so we didn't get any real matches, not that it mattered, but what we'll do is this. And at least we start with it fully charged, so even if we don't break Andre's gems in 5 turns, it still gives us a little bit of a shot in the dark here. And you can just see with the longer matches just how much of a pain some of these guys are. So let's take a look. Alright. Dun, dun, dun. That's cool. there goes Andre. His black moves are kind of getting ready to bomb our board. The purple move's already there. Again, we're at a 6 here, so I'm not in a huge hurry to have to pick up the purple. Let's see what he does. All right, so he gets his black. So the purples are going to be rolling for him in that instance here. So we're going to get our green and just hope for the best that he doesn't refill his finisher, which there is no guarantee of that. There's going to be a whole lot of purple. They built him kind of like Baylor. This is an earlier version of Andre, and look at that. Just the best thing that could have happened to us actually was to get that pin, even though it's 50K. So let's see if we can survive here. Oof. Annoying. It's 11. There's a purple. We're going to need to catch purples, but it doesn't look like I can do very much otherwise. Let's see. The yellow is 12. So, you know what? Let's clear off that board a little bit, and maybe we'll get a more purple on the board. And, of course, we just shoot ourselves in the foot, and purple starts flying out of everywhere. Really, right now, we need a match, and we need to get lucky. So, will 6 clip any of these? We'll find out. And they do. So, here we go. Kind of like game on the line. Get nervous. This is what we're doing here. And what we're going to do is we're going to choose the 7 here. Now, there's a couple ways to play it, as I kind of brought up earlier, where that'll be, part of that whole choose equation. You can go, down at the bottom, we know that there's going to be a wild card that falls. So that's one way to lay it, just like this. And as you could see there, that laid 45K. So this is going to lay 29K plus the choose plus the wild card. So let's take a look and see how this rolls out for us. And there we go. So Andre's goodbye. Took care of business. Took him down. Did everything it needed to be. And we got through in one piece. And that would have been really true with anybody. I mean, you can just see how annoying all of a sudden these submission guys are. But this is the aggressive Flair. I don't need to show you. You can go watch my old videos in terms of submission Flair. So feel free to take a look at that. There's no need to regurgitate. He plays exactly the same way at this level. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll be back with more. And I'm not going to show obvious guys. Piper pretty much plays the same way. You just got to kind of recycle him. So there's really no need for me to show him, just like I didn't show Showboat Austin before. But there will be more newer ways to play. And hopefully, Jeff and the team can get these guys fine-tuned. I mean, knock, knock. We're coming right on up on that 4-star deadline in the end of this event. So thanks for watching as always. See you later.